Today, we are going to be doing a March Madness style tournament, but for anime. I got the top 64 anime I've watched and seeded them by their overall score on my anime list. YouTube hates when I do long videos, so this is only going to be the first part. But still, I hope you enjoy. I have an interesting relationship with Attack on Titan. I watched AOT 2 times now, and when I watched it the first time, I really did not like it. I barely got into season 2 before I dropped the whole show. I did not like any of the characters. I thought the idea was not that great, and I didn't like the fact that all these people were dying, but somehow none of the main group is dying, and overall it was just disappointing. The show was supposed to be this peak show that was unrivaled, and I just did not like it. Then maybe 2 years later, after season 4 part 1 finished airing, I gave it another shot. I said to myself, so many people like this, it can't be that bad. And this time, I actually watched it. Usually when I watch a show, I'm playing a game or doing homework because I have to be doing 2 things at once. But this time, I watched the show with someone else. So I didn't need to play anything or do anything. And I actually understood the show this time. I wasn't confused and I actually enjoyed it. I think the main reason that I did not like it the first time is because I literally did not understand anything that was going on. This show is very plot important. If you miss something, you might be confused later on, so you really do have to be paying attention. The misfit of Demon King Academy is not bad for what it is. It's a pretty basic idea, with it just being this omnipotent, overpowered demon that is back in the normal world. I've only watched the first season of this show, but I do not think the second season would put it above Attack on Titan. So for that reason, Attack on Titan moves on. Weathering with You is really good. This movie really proves how important music is, and I don't really think it would hit nearly the same without the music. The animation was amazing, and I am so happy that it's not a sad movie. I feel like so many romance movies have a sad ending, but overall I liked it and would definitely recommend watching it if you have not already. Naruto is the first of the big 3 I watched, and at first I really did not like it. The OG Naruto was just not for me. I hated how they ended the tournament arc and really didn't like a majority of the other arcs. Yeah, the Sasuke retrieval arc was good, but that was the only arc that I kind of enjoyed. But then Naruto Shippuden showed up, and my whole opinion on the show turned around. I liked pretty much every arc, and I think the fact that people complain about the filler is stupid. If they made the actual episodes stretched out, I think it would be way worse. Naruto Shippuden also has my favorite episode in anything of all time. That'd be the episode where Jiraiya dies. It hit so hard when he was drowning and talking about his book. So although I like Weathering with You, I think Naruto has to move on. Jujutsu Kaisen is way better than I thought. I knew it was popular and I knew people liked it, but I did not expect to like it this much. Gojo feels like the main character in the first season, which is not a bad thing, but I found it odd, and with the first season I felt like it didn't cover much. And because of this, I feel like the next season will cover way too much, but that unmade season does not matter in this contest. Sword Art Online was the first anime I ever laid my eyes on. It started this terrible addiction. SAO's first arc was so good. I think if it was just that season, this would be a no contest, but every arc post the first one just slowly lowered and lowered the overall score. The fact that they had to make this weird love dynamic between Kirito and his sister felt so weird. Asuno's solo handily brings this rating up at least 3 points. This one is pretty close, but I think Jujutsu Kaisen pulls out the win. I know people like Your Lie in April, but I have a bad relationship with it. I watched the show when I just started watching anime, and I was like a 12-year-old boy, so romance was cringe, and I think that made me not like the show. I know it's good because so many people like it, but I suffered through it, and I'm kind of sad that I did not have the experience that other people had. I really like Tokyo Revengers. I've not watched the second season yet, but the ending to the first one was really good. I think the idea is kind of funny, but it's anime, so that does not really matter all that much. The idea that these 12-year-olds are this strong is wild, but that's alright. You can probably tell from what I just said, but Tokyo Revengers moves on. I love Demon Slayer so much. If I could count manga, this anime would end up near the top, but I still like the anime. The only problem I have with the show is the fact that the main three get so strong so quick. Pretty much out of the trial, they were near Hashira level. They told us about this ranking system and never really used it at all. Seven Deadly Sins was alright. I kinda liked it, but I didn't even like it enough to get through the finish, and I had no clue where I stopped, so I'll probably never pick it up again. I don't need to keep talking about Seven Deadly Sins. Demon Slayer wins. Jujutsu Kaisen 0 movie was so good. I really liked the main character in the movie, and I wonder how after he lost his power, he's gonna keep up with everyone else. I think the movie does a great job at making us like all of Year 2 more. Dragon Ball Super Broly is the only Dragon Ball thing I have ever watched, and I did like it. The fights were great, the animation was good, and I just thoroughly enjoyed the whole movie. I like the fact that I haven't watched any Dragon Ball ever, but I was able to still enjoy this movie. This match is insanely close, but I think the Dragon Ball movie has to move on. The JJK movie was good, but Broly is just him. Haikyuu is better than I thought. I tried watching it once and dropped it, but I gave it some time and rewatched it and I really liked it. The show genuinely made me want to play volleyball, and I think with the sports anime, that proves how good it is. The quintessential quintuplets is definitely something. I don't remember it much, but the idea is weird. And I don't know if I made this up in my mind, but I'm pretty sure he married all of them in the end. And I'm just not with that. Haikyuu slams and it's not even close. I love One Punch Man. In fact, I liked it so much that it was the first ever manga I read. I love Garo as a character, and it's gonna be hard to rate this with just the anime because I like the manga so much. Saitama is such a W character. I mean, just look at my profile picture. I am a ride or die Black Clover fan. I don't care if people call it basic or simple. I don't care because it is so good. It has the best tournament arc I have ever laid my eyes on. Yami is a W character. Yuno is a W character. They're all so good. And yes, the two main characters are very strong, but there's a good reason for it. It makes sense why they are overpowered. This is easily the hardest choice I have had to make so far. Both of these shows are in my top 10, but I think I have to go with Black Clover. It's kind of sad because the One Punch Man anime ended right before it started to become peak, but sadly I cannot count the manga.